Hi, welcome to another episode of Joyful Living. I'm Heather Rizzo. I'm a holistic practitioner and licensed body worker. My clients like to call me the Body Whisperer, and I'm one of the co-founders of the Joyful Healing Playground in Monona, Wisconsin.
And I'm Mary Crawford, the other founder of the Joyful Healing Playground, and I work with energy, emotional energy, and just helping people feel good and remember how powerful they are.
Love that. Well, before we begin, just making our disclaimer that we're not doctors. We're not here to diagnose anything. We're not here to make any claims of cure, and everything that we share are personal opinions and testimonials that we've heard from our clients.
Great. So I want to share something, I don't know if I'd call it interesting, but it's something that came up this morning to share with you. So last week we talked about hope and knowing, and the difference between really knowing how powerful you are and getting rid of the doubt. This time I'd like to talk about need versus desire, because need has that energy of lack. So you want to let go of needing something, and you want to really move more into desiring. I desire this. I would love to have this, whatever situation or thing that is. Desire has the energy of joy, because when you think about this beautiful home or so much money that you can just, share it with everybody, or a perfect, wonderful person to live with, it brings you joy. Your heart swells. You feel that energy. That's the vibration you want to be in, so that the universe can send you what it is that you're thinking about. So you get in the vibration of the things that you desire by focusing on how good it will feel to have that thing or that situation, and bathe in the yumminess of having it, and forget that you aren't there yet for a minute, right? Just forget for a minute that you're not there. And then feel the glow of knowing that you are moving in that direction, right?
Oh, I love that.
Okay. So some examples. I love how good I feel having so much money that I can give it away easily with joy. Okay. It feels so good knowing that every cell in my body is a brilliant being capable of health and vitality. And together we are moving joyfully more in that direction every day, right?
Yes.
No matter what's going on with you. And it's fun to wake up each morning knowing that I am a powerful creator and I get to create my life. I wonder what interesting adventures I will have coming to me today, and what puzzles I can solve, and who I'm going to meet. And I keep moving in the direction of my desires. So,
wow, I love that. Super fun. I don't know about you or you out there, but right now my fingertips are tingling. And the more that you talk, like you're talking about the bathing and the yumminess, I'm like, yes. And I'm going to be talking about actual bathing here next. So
yay!
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
It's such a beautiful tie into what we shared in our last video too.
It's because of what you're going to be talking about today, it's a good time to be thinking about what you desire.
Yeah, it's a perfect time. And we talked about this last time, about this energy of this month of April, this really strong manifestation energy. And we have a full moon coming up on Friday. It's going to peak around Friday morning. So I've shared before, one of the things I like to do around the full moon and the new moon is doing this journaling of what I want to let go of, and then what I want to welcome in. And one of the things that I also do with the new moon and full moon is I like to do a salt bath, and I call them my sacred soaks. And there's a really, I want to give some practical, tangible information about how I do this, because it helps from a physical detoxification standpoint as well. So I'll do Epsom salts, and I won't put the fan on in my bathroom. I'll draw the curtain around my tub, and I just let it get really hot and let myself really sweat. You might have heard of these like sweat lodges before, these ceremonial sweats, and I just let myself sweat. It's not always really comfortable, but I know that I'm letting go of more than just that physical toxicity. And So I'll soak for at least 20 minutes, and then towards the end, I'll actually give myself some self-massage too, because my tissue is so warmed up and pliable. It's a great time to do some self-massage.
So, like just moving your fingers up and down?
Yeah, I'll just do like milking of my fingers. I'll do in the
maybe?
palm. I do my whole body. I do my forearm here. Just like get in there. I just give myself very loving attention. So, and it's not only is this nice to do, I recommend this for my clients too, whether they got body work or energy work. Usually it's a mixture of the two. If you're working with me, to help the session integrate more easily. I also am going to start doing this more after doing like a lot of yard work, because we started to do some of our spring cleanup. We have a dog. I don't think I need to say any more than that, in a fenced-in yard. So I was squatting and bending a lot a couple weekends ago, and I decided to do this salt bath, even though it wasn't the new moon or full moon. And the next day, I didn't have any of that delayed onset soreness. So not only do I find these salt baths to be really supportive from a mental, emotional, spiritual standpoint, but also from a very physical standpoint, and things are warming up, and hopefully we'll be able to do more outside activities and more yard work. And so that's just something to keep in mind to support you in that.
Yep. Yeah. And of course, this weekend we have a big celebration coming up.
Yes.
For many people, we're in Passover right now, but we are moving we're in Lent, and this weekend is Easter with the full moon.
So it's going to be interesting.
Think of family. Think of Easter, big celebration, lots of family gatherings, and the full moon on top of it. So this is where I'd like to talk to you about a doTERRA oil called Holiday Joy. And Holiday Joy is a really delicious group of fragrances, and a vanilla in there, and I think there's cinnamon, and it smells like cookies baking. But what it does is it brings in compassion and ease to family situations. It helps you to release judgment. It helps you to feel more peaceful and be able to step back from really tense situations where, you feel judged or you feel not heard. There's so many oils that can help with that, but the Holiday Joy is one that's simple, and you might take it with you wherever you're traveling. If you're going to be at your mom's house or someplace else, and just ask, would they mind if you diffused it, just to add a little fun energy to the room. And you don't have to go into a lot of detail about what that means, but
Yeah, and if they don't have a diffuser, even just opening the bottle and sort of setting it out can help to bring them to there. But it's really interesting because when I think of the Holiday Joy blend, I think of Christmas time. So I love that you're bringing it up for like any holiday or any time that there's going to be big family gatherings, because it can stir up stuff. It can stir up old roles and family dynamics, and so knowing how to navigate that with some more ease and grace and joy.
And where do we get more judgment than from families? We get a lot of that because they think they know us and they know how we should be, and they don't really either know us or know how we should be. So helping to release that judgment, helping to release the feelings of inadequacy, and just stepping into your power. Which brings me to the next thing, because we are reading this book right now, and it's all about divine feminine. So, and Heather's going to tell you a little bit more about that, but I wanted to read this passage from Mercedes Kirkle's book, and it's right at the beginning, receiving the divine feminine. So remembering what an amazing, spiritual, beautiful being you are. And I'm going to sneeze. Okay. So this is Mary Magdalene being channeled. And she says, "Do not doubt my presence. Doubt is part of your mind, and I'm here to help you free from your doubting mind." sound familiar? I have waited 2,000 years to come forth for the turning of the ages when the divine feminine can be received, honored, and reinstated in her rightful place as the equal partner and lover of the divine masculine. There is much to be done for this to be accomplished, for the divine feminine has suffered much repression and denial, so that most are afraid of her and no longer know her. I am here to help change that. This is the time for the feminine to come to the front, to lead in this progression into the new age. It is the time of love and honoring of the feminine, listening to the feminine and allowing the feminine to lead so that balance may be reestablished and we may become whole. And I love that opening passage of this book that gets so much more into what it means to really embrace your divine feminine energy and know that that's good and that's who you really are.
Yeah, and I think I might have shared this in a previous episode, that even when I just pick up the book, I can just feel this very loving, compassionate energy radiating through. And then when you start to read, it's just like a big warm hug while you're reading it.
Yeah.
I think it's important to comment that whether you're a man or a woman, you have divine masculine feminine in you. And this rising of the divine feminine, is really significant for women, but for men too. It's about them being able to tap into their vulnerability and their nurturing aspects and feminine. And so it's a really exciting time to be on this planet. It can feel challenging at times, but that's because we're finding a new way. And waking up. And one of the things that can support with that is to gather with like-hearted individuals. And so we do have our Sacred Woman's Circle coming up on Friday. That would be the 19th, and that's from 12 until about 1:30. Bring your lunch, ladies. If you can't stay the whole time, that's okay. You can leave early, but we'd love to see you. Please RSVP if you are coming so we know. And that's at the Joyful Healing Playground in Monona, and all our information is on our website at joyfulhealingplayground.com. And on our Facebook page.
Reading this book right now. It really is beneficial if you can get the book and read it before that, but don't let that stop you from coming. If you haven't got it, we still would love to see you. But do get the book because you're going to love it. You're going to like it. So
and it's one of those books where not only can you read it through and have it be really the way that it builds is really nice, but also one of those books where you can just pick it up and just pick a page.
So good discussion coming up on Friday. So I hope you can all join us. And anything else we want to share today?
One last thing. When you were mentioning about the holiday with the families, remember the powerful being that you are, and that you have the ability to set this intention of what you want to experience and feel before you actually go into the physical experience, and give yourself that opportunity to envision what you want for your life and then see what shows up.
Our expectations are almost always met. So what do you expect? Are you expecting it to be hard and, difficult and a lot of pushing and pulling, or do you expect a little joy, a little compassion, a little camaraderie,
And I think sometimes that's an easier place for people to start, is this is all the things that I'm concerned about happening or worrying about happening, and starting with those sort of worst case scenarios and looking at that and then saying, okay, what do I want to experience instead? And then put your energy into that, because our energy can only focus on one thing at a time. So how about you focus it on what you want to create rather than what you want to prevent?
Yes. Because, that's what the universe is going to give you. Okay?
I think that's it for today.
Have a wonderful holiday, whatever holiday you're celebrating. I hope it's just a joyful time to gather with family and friends and celebrate spring, celebrate the equinox, celebrate spring, celebrate the full moon, dance around the circle.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining us once again. Do all that social media stuff, like us, tag a friend, and see you next time. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.